All right, here we are. Welcome to the bake along. I'm very excited, and my kitchen's looking very clean because today I have got the camera in my kitchen cam. That's my kitchen there, and we're going to have a bake along. So whether you're watching the recording, because maybe you're at work, like everybody else is, and not baking on a Friday afternoon. But if you're baking, if you're watching the recording or just watching along now, you're very welcome. I'm so glad to have you here. So to give you an idea of today's bake along, so this is the third session as part of the virtual Open Week event. These wonderful events happen but once a year. And if you missed it, we had an info session on Tuesday, which was called How to Create a Successful Bake from Home Business. And then yesterday we had the jewel in the crown of the virtual Open Week, which is the Prime Minister panel. So we were joined by Prime Minister Bronwyn from New South Wales, Jen in Victoria, Tash in Queensland, and Nerily in WA. So just let me know either with your hand up or in the chat if you've managed to see any of the other sessions that we've had going this week. And if you haven't, don't worry, because they're going to be available until the end of the month. Okay, so we are going to head off to the kitchen and start our bake along. And what I'm going to do after I've popped the loaf into the oven, so what we're baking today is a grain-free plain loaf. It's hard to say with my kind of accent, isn't it? A grain-free plain loaf. I'm from the northeast of England, in case anybody's wondering what the heck is that accent. It's a bit of a weird one. Married to a Kiwi, so there's a few sweet as bros in there as well. It's all a little bit mixed up now because I've been in Australia for the last 21 years. I'm very happy to be calling it home and an Aussie citizen, and my kids speak full Aussie. They don't sound like me, which is good for them. All right, so we're going to zip over to Kitchen Cam and we're going to bake our loaf. So the loaf it's a primal alternative-esque loaf. It isn't one of our recipes. It's similar to, and the reason that we're baking this today is because I think it's not just a case of trying a grain-free product if you decide you want to have a grain-free bake from home business, but more so the recipe. Like, is it easy? I talk about it all the time. Grain-free baking is so easy. It's just measure, mix, and bake. There's no kneading, proving, or rising. But is it really that simple? So I'm going to now, it's just me here, no cameraman or anything like that. Just me in my kitchen and in my office. So I'm going to unpin me, if I can do that. Remove pin, there we go. So we should just have Kitchen Cam on the screen now. Now, when I go to Kitchen Cam, I am not going to be able to see you or let anybody in. So if anybody's coming late, then tough. You should have been here on time, okay? All right, let me just see if we can get a view on the gallery. No, view. Hang on a sec. Speaker. Hopefully that's going to work. Right, off I go to the kitchen. I actually don't think I have the microphone on, so let's just change that. You can tell this is live, can't you? How do I ask me to unmute? This could be a problem. Hang on a tick. I can click on all your ones and say ask to unmute, but I can't unmute me. That's not going to be good. Anyone know what to do? If you do, let me know. Here we go. Kitchen cam. Ask to unmute. Phew. All right, I'll just go and unmute myself again. Oh, the joys of live video. There we go. You can hear me, right? Okay. And have you got me pinned on screen? It's me here again. Can someone just tell me in the chat, is my kitchen cam, is that on the main thing you can see? Or is it small? Yes, it's the main thing you can see. Okay, good. Thank you, Tanya. All right. This is fun, isn't it? All right. Hi. Here I am in the kitchen. All right, so today we're going to make a plain grain-free loaf. I'm going to do it with pumpkin, but you can do it with zucchini. So whether you've got pumpkin or zucchini, you're going to need 120 grams of it. So before we get started, I just wanted to run through some things you would consider if you're a professional home baker. So before we come into the kitchen, we want to make sure that the hair is tied up out of the way. If I was baking for Primal Alternative, I would wear a hairnet. I don't have any of those anymore, but Primalistas wear hairnets. We've got our apron on, which is going to protect your clothes, but also stop any hairs and things coming from your clothes into the food. We will have completely wiped down the surfaces. We will be storing our ingredients separate to the main household ingredients. And that's simply to reduce cross-contamination, because you might have gluten in your house. You don't want the wheat bix mixing up with the almond meal, pretty much. Some other things to consider is you would remove your jewelry and your bracelets. And also, when you're getting ready to bake, you would not want to be wearing any fragrance on that day, especially, if you've got essential oils or perfume on your wrist. That's going to transfer onto the product and into the bags while you're producing. All of our ingredients, like almond meal, is very porous. It absorbs, soaks in any kind of fragrance. That's why it's really important not to order your almond meal with your spices. Otherwise, all of your baking will taste like curry. Yeah. I think that's all I want to say, is to get prepped and to make sure you're ready for baking. Because once we start baking, it's going to be very straightforward. Now, I'm going to bake in a Thermomix today. I created all of these recipes for a Thermomix. That doesn't mean you have to have a Thermomix to be a successful home baker with Primal Alternative. So Primalistas use these machines. They use KitchenAids. A lady I spoke to today, Nadine, she's got a 10 or a 20-litre commercial mixer. How exciting would that be? But you can use just an electric whisk, the $15 ones that you can get from Kmart, or a good old-fashioned bowl and spoon. So I've got my oven on 180 degrees, fan forced. And next thing we're going to do is prepare our tins. So these are the tins that we use. They're a special loaf tin from a brand called Tala. And when you become a Primalista, I'll send you 6 of these. As you can see, they're a very unique shape, and that's important so that all Primal Alternative loaves look the same. So whether you're buying a loaf in Victoria or Western Australia, it's going to look the same, which is really cool. Now, this is a different kind of tin. It's also quite a narrow one, actually. But if you're using a bigger loaf tin today, then your loaf is going to be a little bit flatter and a little bit wider. So just bear that in mind. It's not going to have that nice sort of high rise that we'll get from the Tala tin.
So first of all, we're going to line our tile tin. Now, there's two different ways that you can line it. You can take your baking paper, you can rip off some baking paper, put it under the tap, rinse it out, scrunch it really well, and line the whole of the tin like that. Now, I'm a bit funny about the shape of the loaf. I like it to look like a loaf of bread, not like a cake with all like lumpy sides. So I like to line my tins like this. So I'm just going to get a bit of baking paper about that big. And I'm going to put that in the tin widthways like that. So that's going to help me when the loaf is cooked to be able to just pull that out of place. But obviously I don't want the loaf to stick on the ends of the tins. So I'm just going to spray a little bit of coconut oil onto my tin. If you don't have coconut oil, you could use olive oil. You could use a little bit of butter on some kitchen roll and just wipe into the tin like that. I'm just going to spray in there, and especially on the ends, because nobody wants it to stick. And then we're just going to pop that in there like that. And then that just means that I'm going to get, it's really coconutty. That just means I'm going to get really nice straight edges on my loaf. Now, I'm just going to very quickly pop back to the office just to see if anybody has requested to join our little bake along, and also to make sure that none of you are saying, I can't hear you, I can't see you, and to make sure it's working. So just bear with me one tick.
Yeah. We have some new people coming. Cool. All working. Thank you, Tanya. You're my tech person. Tanya from tech.
All right. So we've got a party going on now. A few more people have joined us. Welcome to the bake along. You haven't missed anything so far. All I've been doing is turning the oven on to 180 degrees, and I've lined my tin. I've done mine like this, but you can just scrunch your baking paper in some water and scrunch it and put it in your tin, however you like. Or you can grease it with butter and coconut oil, kitchen paper. All right, so I'm just going to put that to the side for now, and we are ready to cook. That's exciting. So I'm using a Thermomix, but you can use anything that you currently use to make a cake with. So first of all, I'm just going to chop into my pumpkin or zucchini. So get chopping. So what I'm wanting to do is to get 120 grams of pumpkin or zucchini. Now, if you're using zucchini, there's no need to squeeze it, which is good, isn't it? Because who's got time for that? Oh, that's way off. Got about 85 grams there. So we'll see, and then I'll be giving these little bits to the guinea pig for her dinner. Where's not whatnot? So I've got 128 there, so a little bit too much. 117, that'll do, and that can be more guinea pig food. Lucky guinea pigs. So there's my pumpkin. But what I'm going to do is just chuck this in the Thermomix, because Thermomixes are great because it does the chopping and the mixing in one thing. Now, if you're not using a Thermomix, you can chop that in your food processor, or you can go old school and give it a grate. So get grating or chopping. So I'm going to put this into the Thermi. Oh, it's already something in the Thermomix. That's a little unexpected, but luckily I have 2 bowls. I don't know what was in there. That's really interesting. It's probably something left over from somebody stealing something for dinner. I'm a little embarrassed now. That's pretty funny, isn't it? All right, so what I'm going to do is just chop this on speed 5 for 5 seconds. Sorry, speed 7 for 5 seconds. That's it. And then that is the most time-consuming part of this recipe, because after that, all we're going to do is just chuck everything else in the bowl. So I'm putting my Thermomix on the scales, and you might say, why are you doing that, Helen? Doesn't a Thermomix already have inbuilt scales? And yes, it does, but they're a little unreliable. Now, this is a TM5. Maybe the new models are a bit more reliable. If anyone's a Thermomix consultant or specialist, feel free to let us know in the chat. So here I go with the other ingredients. So I have got 150 grams of almond meal. And I like to use blanched almond meal because if you use the natural one, you get kind of like brown flecks through it. And it's not very pretty. 120 grams of tapioca starch or tapioca flour. So just zeroing my scales again. 120. There we go. And 4 eggs. I've got the recipe there. When you start primary string, at first, you're going to have all these recipes like stuck all over the walls while you're baking. And then, you know, after probably 3 months or so, you get to know the recipes and they're just in your head, which is really good. But, you know, we have all the recipes and how-to videos, so a little bit more involved and, you know, informative than this little baker. But shot in this kitchen, yeah. So this is a bit of an insight to what it would be like. I do less yapping, because obviously, you know, you're just there to get baking and get your business up and running. So half a teaspoon of salt. My salt's got little bits in it because I have got seaweed in with my salt. It's a really good source of iodine, but if I was baking for a customer, I would just be using regular sea salt or rock salt. Either is good, not table salt. We want good quality salt. Half a teaspoon of bicarb, boom, in it goes. And finally, a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. So this is one of our raising agents, so the bicarb, it's reacting with the vinegar. So I'll show you what I've got so far. Try not to spill it. So you just chuck it all in like that. Pop it on here. And I'm going to mix it for 30 seconds on speed 5. Now, if you're mixing by hand, just get your spoon out and there is, just start stirring. I think Tanya, my tech person, is helping somebody out in the group there, so thank you for that. Just to let you know, I can't see any chat or anything on kitchen cam, but I will soon be back at my desk, so just a special shout out to the lovely Tanya. So this is what it looks like now. Can you see? All right, so all I'm going to do is just give it a scrape down with my spatula. This isn't the spatula that comes with the Thermomix. I don't like that one. Sorry if there's any Thermomix diehards in here today. I know you're not meant to do that either with the Thermomix. But I like that one, so do whatever works for you. But if you're mixing, just keep mixing, and all you really want to be doing is just combining it together. So we're just going to do it again for another 5 seconds. I'm just going to go and check in there. It's ready. Hello.
Hopefully Angie's got volume now. All right.
Looks like it's all going good.
Have a little drink of water. Ooh, that's my cue.
I'm ready. this is fun. Okay, it is. I'm having a ball. All right, so what I'm going to do now, so that's it. So normally, one of our recipes, so this is making one loaf, but normally when you do that, you're making 2 loaves. But we're just doing 1 today. But just to give you an idea, and if you've got a KitchenAid, or like Nadine, she's got this massive 10 or 20 litre commercial mixer, then you'll be able to do like double batches. So if she's got like a 20 litre one, she'll be able to do 20 loaves of bread in a minute. That's crazy, isn't it? So I'm just scraping it all out. Sorry, it's not the best camera angle. But pretty easy to just sort of like pours out. It's just like kind of like a pancake batter. You're not like normal bread with gluten in. You know when you do that and it sticks to everything and it sticks to your fingers and your bench top and it takes ages to clean up. Not like that. And then what we're going to do is just take your chopping board back again and we're just going to give it a bang. That's just to get the air bubbles out, because this one, she likes to rise. She rises pretty high, and sometimes she can have a little explosion, which we call an Elvis when it gets a little bit of a thing on it, or sometimes a volcano if it goes a bit over the top. And there we have it, 1 loaf. I'm going to pop it in the oven. So my oven's preheated to 180. I'm going to stick it in. There we go. And pop in the time, so it's 1:20 here in Western Australia. So that's going to be ready in about half an hour. So I'm just going to go and back into the office and see you there.
All right. Here we are again. Okay, so I'm going to just pin a pin, and we'll remove kitchen cam for now. Okay, now, if you like, can you add some seeds? Tanya, you can add whatever you want. If you want to, you can add some seeds in there. You can add some herbs in there. You can sprinkle some seeds on top. I just wanted to take you through just a plain loaf today, just really so you can get a feel for the recipe and also get a feel for like the texture of a grain-free loaf. So what I'm going to do now is invite you all to turn on your cameras if you like, and unmute if you dare. And I thought we could just have a little chat. So the first thing I wanted to ask you is, whereabouts in the world are you zooming in from? Now, is anybody willing to turn on their camera and chat to me? If you don't want to, that's cool. We can chat in the chat. But it would be nice to see you if you dare. Hopefully Angela can hear us now, but I'd love to know where you're zooming in from. And I'd also love, so let me know in the chat whereabouts in the world you are. So I'm in Albany in Western Australia, which is about 6 hours south of Perth. So it's a remote. Hello. And we have somebody else in Perth. Nora Eni. Did I say that right? Nora Eni is in Perth. Hi, welcome. And the next question I have for you is, oh, hello, Angela is connecting to audio. How exciting. You've got it working. And the next question I wanted to ask you is, what is your motivation for looking at starting your own bake from home business right now? So does anybody want to share? Maybe Carly, would you like to share a little bit with us?
Oh, sorry. I'm just trying to get my camera sorted.
There you are. Hello.
Hi. I guess I'm just really dipping my toe in the water, just finding out about the business. And I'm just about to launch into a renovation. So obviously not in the position right now, but once we've renovated and I've got a brand new kitchen, it'd definitely be something I'll like to look back into again.
So what is it that's interesting to you about having a bake from home business? Is baking something you love to do?
Yeah, I love to bake. I do have a 9-to-5 job currently, but would love to be doing something that's a little bit more flexible around my family, and just love the concept of the business and the products and everything behind it. Just wanting to bring more whole foods, less processed foods back into our family's diet. So yeah, that's the main thing behind it.
Awesome. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing, Carly. That was very brave of you. I appreciate that. And anybody else like to share? Angie, did you turn your mic on there?
Oh,
Hello, we can hear you.
hi.
Hi.
Yeah, hi, sorry. I'm just I guess just not in a good picture moment at the moment.
Totally get
So
it.
yeah, I'm just exploring whether this is a good option to embark on. Is I think if the recipes are simple enough, like what you've shown us, then yeah, it's not too time consuming. Thing could work.
Cool. Cool. Thanks for chatting and turning your mic on. I appreciate that. And thank you, Tanya, for doing the tech for me while I was busy in the kitchen.
That's okay, no worries.
Very helpful.
Anytime.
You had my back. So what's
I've
appealing?
used them a couple of times, so I sort of know a little tiny bit about it.
Cool. So it's something you've been following for a while and something you're interested in doing, having your own bake from home business?
Oh no, nothing to do with the business. I just like cooking, so I just I just experiment, try different flours and different ways of cooking and stuff. I've been using my air fryer a lot. I make my own sourdough. I've been using my air fryer.
Wow.
And this loaf, I might try it in the air fryer. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
So,
Well, I would
yeah.
love to know if that turns out, because everyone's got an air fryer these days and seems to take things much quicker.
Oh, sure. It just did it. Yeah, the temperature's to be a bit lower, and maybe the time. You just got to keep checking it. And I've got silicon cookware, because there's not a lot of cookware that fits into an air fryer. My Philips extra large one, anyway.
And can you is it like a
So,
microwave? Like you can't put metal in a microwave, can you? Because it starts, going crazy. Can you put electric metal stuff in an air fryer?
Yeah,
You can.
actually, the round metal cake tins I've used them. Yeah.
Wow.
But there's no cupcake sort of sized ones to put in there unless you get silicon ones. So I've got Aldi silicon cupcake muffins. I use a lot of them.
Cool. Well, there you go.
And I also follow Jo Whitten as well. Like I think you do as well. So friends with Jo. So
Yeah, friends with Jo.
A lot of her cooking. Yeah.
Yeah, she's great. She's got great recipes. Like we pretty much just live off her recipes. Yeah, good on Jo Whitten. That's great. Thank you, Tanya. Well, you have to let me know. You have to send me a message if you do make this, and if you put it in the air fryer.
Yeah, I will.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll reply to your email with some pictures maybe or something. Yeah.
I'd love pictures. Yes, I would love pictures.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll do that.
And what about you, Chrissy? Because I know you were actually doing the baking. You've got your colourful apron on and everything. Look at you. I'll just get you to unmute.
Hi. Yes. So for me, because of a change in health, even before that, I've always liked baking, and I've always taken advantage of everyone else's baking because I'm the younger sibling. But sorry about the background noise.
I can't hear anything.
Oh, good. So for me, and through a health change, it just really, really prompted me to have a look deeper and to find people like yourself like yourselves who do real food. My journey caused me to be able not to have, like the normal foods as we know them. Yeah, I could go on, but so I found you. I stumbled on you, and so I've been watching for a while excitedly. And as our last speaker just mentioned, I've been dabbling a bit with flowers. But for me, I like to be structured, because otherwise I'm not. No coordination, no structure, and all that jazz. And it's really great to see there's a program. There's ABC 1, 2, 3. Follow me, and I've become that type of person, which is not a bad person. So that's a little bit about me. And I was starting to cook, and as I said to you, H, I have one of those machines, and I never pulled it out now. Until now, when I saw you put that raw food in there, and it mashes it up and it does everything. So I went to get mine.
Did you get it out of the box?
I might actually do a bit of watching, and sorry.
Did you get your Thermomix out of the box after 3 years?
You know what? I looked at the date. It's actually 2 years.
Oh,
So,
wow. Oh, that's a different one. Is that like one from like an Aldi one?
Yes. I'm just looking at the I was just looking at the box. It's actually an Aldi one. So I'm like, okay. That's
How
great.
funny.
Well,
I love it.
thank you.
Did you bake your loaf? Is it in the oven?
No, it isn't.
You're too busy getting your thing out of the box.
I was, and I was reading, and because I had a first snag. I need to convert ounces into
grams.
And apparently the machine does it.
Oh, wow. Well, there we go. There we go.
Thank you.
That's so funny. Primalista Melissa she's in Orange in New South Wales, and she's got that oldie, Thermomix thing. And then she said it works fine. Yeah, so she uses that for all her baking. Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So
Thanks for turning on and having a chat to us. I appreciate that. That's cool.
Oh, I appreciate it too. Very exciting, Nate. Very exciting. So I'm going to get back and get it in the oven a bit late, but I'm going to do it.
Cool. Well, I want to see what it looks like. So if it's not baked by the end of our session today, then you'll have to send me a picture.
I will.
Tanya. Thanks, Chrissy. Anybody else daring to turn on their microphone and have a chat? Oh, okay, that's fine. Normally you come to these things and I always say, you won't be seen and you won't be heard. So just come as you are, and you can pick your nose, and it doesn't matter. But so you might have been taken by surprise that suddenly, you can suddenly, I'm just trying to find something. The older that I'm getting, the less I can talk and do something at the same time. Do you know what I mean? It's getting a bit like that. Right, I wanted to show you this. Hopefully, can you see like a picture of an oven tray with 6 tins? You can see that? Just give us a nod. Yeah, thank you, technical Tanya. I appreciate you. So I was going to show you this at the start of the bake along, but I thought it was going to be too hard to take the camera off the thing, and so the Tala tins are smaller than normal tins. So this is how you can fit 12 loaves in the oven at once. Oh, someone's had a little squiggle on there. Thanks for your annotating, whatever it's called. So 4 lengthways and then 2 widthways. And obviously that's just one shelf, and then you can get another 6 on this shelf as well. So whether you've got a 600 oven or a 900 oven, you can fit 12 loaves in the oven at once. So that's pretty cool, isn't it? So I thought I'd share that with you. Now, while we've got probably another 10 minutes or so while my loaf is finishing baking. So if you have got any questions for me that you want to pose about this opportunity, then please put your question in the chat or turn on your, put your hand up and we can turn on your camera or unmute you and you can ask me directly. But what I thought I'd do is just give you a bit of a rundown about what you get when you become a Primalista, just as a bit of a recap. So the Primalistas describe it as a bit like a business in a box because all the hard bits of starting a business are taken care of, like the product development, the brand building, the marketing, the compliance. And that just means that you can start baking and making money in just 2 to 8 weeks. You got your own pace and there's a ton of support every step of the way. So the Primalista license is a model that I created nearly 8 years ago, actually on the 7th of September. 8 years ago is the day I sold my first Primalista license. And since then, we've sold over 327 licenses to 327 incredible Primalistas, mostly in Australia, but also in New Zealand, the United Kingdom, and the US. And even though we've had a really weird last 4 years of uncertain times, this model has proven to be really reliable. And that's simply because food is a necessity and people are willing to pay for natural, healthy products. And there is a growing demand for them in the market and a growing demand for people who are wanting to get to the root cause of their intolerances, allergies, digestive health issues, hormone imbalances, etc. I'm sure we all know exactly, probably all been there at some stage. So as a Primalista, you'll have access to a range of tools and support. So you get a list of our trusted suppliers for your ingredients, labels, and packaging. You get a food safety program and cut and paste covering letter for your food business registration. So what you would do for applying for council is you go onto the council website, fill out their application form, send the link to our food safety program, which is written for council. It tells them exactly what they need to see and put your cut and paste covering letter in. And then that's it. And then click send. You get easy to follow recipes and how-to videos that are all designed for your home kitchen. And as I've shown you, whether you've got a 600 oven or a 900 oven, you can fit 12 loaves in at once. You get products that meet various dietary requirements. So we've got products that suit people on GAPS, low carb, paleo, and everything's grain-free, so naturally gluten-free as well. We wrap everything in compostable packaging and everything is locally homemade, which people really love. They much prefer that to something that's pumped out in a factory, right? We collaborate with renowned brands like Quirky Cooking, was mentioned before, Jo Whitten, and Low Tox Life, Alex Stewart, and Well Belly Health, Elise Comerford. So we do products with those 3 fantastic brands. And we also have endorsements from nutritionists, naturopaths, and doctors, which really just provides credibility for you when you're entering the market. They're like, oh, this is, you know, got some good weight behind it, which is really cool. You also get marketing support. So we'll feature you and we launch you on the Primal Alternative website and social media so that people can find you and place orders. You also get marketing materials like banners for your farmers market, business cards, brochures, order sheets, you name it, we've done it. And also professional photos of all of the products. So you just get those in a Dropbox and you download them to your phone, and then you've always got something to share on socials. You also get training in sales, marketing, and social media, as well as tips on setting up a successful market stall. So starting a business with Primal Alternative just means joining a supportive community and an already established brand. And it just means you'll have more predictability, time, money, freedom, with less risk and less stress. So a really cool opportunity. Hopefully you saw the Primalistas yesterday. They're really happy they jumped on board. So before I move on to the financial investment and the just mega stack of bonkers amounts of bonuses that I'm giving away at the moment, is there anything else you'd like to know? Any questions that I haven't covered? And if you do have anything, just pop them in the chat. Otherwise, I'll carry on. So there's 3 options for the payment of the license fee. So you can pay up front, which is $5,497, and that saves you $500 when you pay up front. Or there's 2 payment plan options. So one is 4 monthly payments of $1,499. And that's nice if you want to kind of chunk it down and get it out of the way. This is quite a good option for people who are thinking about getting started in a few months' time. Maybe they've got another project on, or they're finishing in a current job, or they're moving, and they think, right, I'm going to pay for this now and start paying it down, try a few recipes, you know, make inquiries about the council procedure, so that then when they're ready to start and they've got everything, all their ducks in a row, they're ready to roll and everything's paid off, which is a cool way to go. There's also a payment plan of $497 a month for 12 months. In addition to that, there is an ongoing monthly membership fee of $130. So to put it in perspective, it's just $145 a week for the first year, and then only $30 a week after that. Now, Angela still has got no volume. So I'm just going to quickly put something in the chat and help Angela. There's no point talking about it because she won't be able to hear me. Reply. Okay. If you click on the audio at the bottom and check where your sound output is. Kiss, kiss. There we go. All right. Okay, so hopefully that's going to help. I've got to say, there's some very nice smells coming from my kitchen. So let me run you through the bonuses because it's crazy. I'm actually going to have to hang on a minute. I'm not allowed to do that. Okay. I'll just move Zoom out the way. There it is. Okay. Yeah, okay, I want to share my screen, and I just want to share this slide from the session the other day. Okay. All right. Oh, so many bonuses. Okay, so hopefully you can see that bonuses screen now. So as a bonus, when you join Primal Alternative, the best bonus that I love, and this is going to end, I've been giving it away for about 18 months and it's ending at the end of August, and it's the best. And the reason it's the best, it's because the Primalistas asked me to put it together for them. It's the baking starter kit, and that's valued at $430. And in that, it's got all the essentials that you need to start baking and earning money. So you get 6 tins, one of these sexy aprons with your name and state embroidered on it. You'll also get 200 compostable bags and 220 personalized labels. So that lands on your doorstep very soon after you've joined. You get the tins and the apron. And then when you get open for business, that's when we'll send you the bags and the labels, and they just land on your doorstep. You also get a one-on-one coaching session to have with me, which is valued at $220. And I got asked actually today, like, you know, how much input do I have in the business? Like, you know, you just sort of on your own once you join. And the answer is like, I'm so hands-on. I'm in the Facebook group nearly every day and texting Primalistas, emailing Primalistas all the time. The best place to ask questions is in the Facebook group, because there's so many people in there that know the answers as well. And you'll get answered probably within minutes by not one person, but probably 4 or 5 willing to help, which is really cool. Yeah, but you also do get a one-on-one. It's like a consultation or a business strategy session. If you just want to have a bit of a soundboard for your business, it's yours. You also get access to a Profit First masterclass, which is valued at $250. And that's really cool for your managing your business finances. So other than your food business registration with council, which is usually around $500, but it varies council to council, and your product and public liability insurance, which is about $50 a month. That's all you're going to need to start baking and earning money. So the other bonuses that I'm giving away at the moment include Thrive, which is my 21-day clean living journey for you and a friend. And the reason I'm giving that away is because Thrive just cleans up your whole lifestyle. We focus on a clean living, eating the foods that we evolved and thrived on as species, but also getting good sleep, spending time in nature, spending time with your friends. It's just a really good way to kind of reset and re-energize you. And that is such a good place, like a launch pad for your business to come from that cool energy. You also get my 7-day grain-free challenge for you and a friend. And that shows you, it just deepens your understanding of what grains do in the digestive system, how you can swap them out without missing out. You get my business blueprint, which is an 18-page downloadable PDF. It's like a journaling prompt. So you take yourself out for a coffee or out for a breakfast, and you visualize how you want not just your business, but also your lifestyle to look, because this is all about creating a lifestyle that we love, doing what we love, right? You'll get Aligning for Success, which is an emotional freedom technique, also known as tapping course, that's specific for primalistas and the common things that come up. The main thing that I hear from primalistas is that they want to do this, but they're really nervous about whether they've got what it takes to make that jump. And so this really helps with those emotions and, you know, acknowledging them and then moving through them, essentially. The Baking Starter Kit, which I've talked about, the one-on-one consult, which I've talked about, the Profit First Masterclass that I've talked about, the $0 joining fee, which I've had in place for about 18 months now, because of the cost of living situation. I think it was actually Chrissy, no, it wasn't Chrissy, it was Pip that I spoke to on email earlier today, and she was looking into becoming a primalist. Most people are on the fence with this, right, for like 2 to 4 years, right, and then they finally do it. But Pip had a call with us in 2022, and she's been on the fence the whole time, and she's revisiting it now. And she said, I'm really pleased to see that the license fee is the same price, like her price hasn't gone up. And the cost of the license is the same as it was when I started 7 years ago. So it was $5,000 back then. And then, you know, business started to go well. So we had to add on GST. And then we've just added on a little bit extra for the payment plan due to the payment gateway fees. But other than that, it stayed the same the whole time. So that's cool. So $0 joining fee, that's coming back into play September the 1st. The joining fee really just covers advertising costs, admin costs, calls for, you know, the primalistas help me out with the calls. So to pay for them and all of that. Okay. So the final one is $500 discount on Rise. So this year I launched a brand new business course and community. It's a wonderful business course to do if you have a business idea or you think you've got something but you don't really know what it is yet. Rise is a really good place to birth that and to launch it. And Rise is $997. So it's a very low cost business course to do. We've got a super tiny community at the moment. I think there's about 10 of us. But my vision is to grow it to have this really cool, and we're still all collaborating and coming up with ideas together, but to really grow that to an awesome community where we can all collaborate and support each other and, you know, use each other's products and that kind of thing as well. So yeah, the bonuses at the moment are just a ridiculous amount. What are they? $3,109. So like the total value is nearly $10,000 at the moment, which is great. So yeah, so there you go. I will stop sharing that, and I think it's almost time to check back in with Kitchen Cam. All right, and how are we all going? Are we all good? Good. Thirsty work. All this talking. All right, where's Kitchen Cam gone? Oh, there it is. It smell. Are you one of those bakers where you go by? I don't really check the time. I just go, it smells done. It smells done. It's smelling done-ish. I don't think it's quite ready, but I think what I'm going to do is head over to kitchen cam anyway. And unpin me. That's what I'm doing, isn't it? There. All right. Hopefully I will appear in there in a minute. Here I am. Smells amazing. Right, I'm just going to check it. Oh, she's a beauty. I think it's done, but I'm going to test it and I'll show you how to test it with my trusty skewer. So there she is. I'm just going to put this and I'll give you a look. Ooh. Can you see? Look at that for a loaf and a half. Good rise in it, eh? So I'm just going to test it just to make sure it's cooked all the way through. So it's skewer, in, out, it's done. So what I'm going to do now is move my trusty thermy over there, bring in my cooling rack, and I'm just going to remove this from the tin so my amazing baking paper situation worked nice. And so that's hot. It's just come out the oven each. There she is. I'll turn this off. Don't you love it when you've been baking or you've been on a long car trip or something and you finally turn the car off or you turn the oven off? That feeling. I'll show you from that angle. See what I mean about the Elvis? It's got a bit of a quiff on it, hasn't it? There it is. One grain-free loaf. Smells good. I'm not going to cut into it now. You need to let it cool a little bit. Otherwise it'll just be a bit too floppy. And with the, yeah, that's all I need to tell you. But I'll let it cool probably for about 10 minutes and then she'll be good to cut. Very nice to be devoured with lots of butter on top. Whatever your favorite butter is. I like organic butter, but yeah, there we go. Ta-da! So that was, how long did that take? Well, it took, in terms of chopping time, 5 seconds, and mixing time, 1 minute. Obviously, I've done a lot of blah, 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 blahing, but I would very much be able to crank out 12 loaves at once in the oven very quickly. And by the time I was putting in my last 2 loaves, the first 2 would be coming out. We have some other loaves in our range as well that need to sit for a while so that you're welcome, so that the nuts and seeds and fruit can absorb a lot of the water and become even more delicious. So you can prep those and have those sitting so that when you get these shorter cooking loaves out, you can put those ones in. So there you go. Delicious. And that brings us to the end of our bake along. So I'm just going to pin me again and unpin kitchen cam. Thanks, kitchen cam. And I would just like to thank you all for coming and to say to you, if you are feeling like this is a really good opportunity for you, then you can head over to the Primal Alternative website and choose the best option for you and join now. When you join, you get instant access to the recipes, to the community. You get to try 3 recipes in the first week just to make sure that you like the recipes, you like the products. And yeah, there's a 7-day cooling off guarantee so that if in the first 7 days, you know, you start setting up your business, you think it's not for you, no worries, you can get a full refund. And there's no long-term commitment. So when you're ready to, as we call it, hang up your apron, you just need to give 7 days notice to do that. So pretty groovy. So the options really for now are to go to the website, choose your preferred payment option and join. Or if you want to have a chat with us, book a call at primalalternative.com/call. I'll pop that link in the chat. Oh, I did that one direct to Norani. And we'll do it again here. And there we go. So I take the majority of the calls, so you'll probably get to speak to me. But we also have Primalist Amanda in Queensland, Primalist Ash in Queensland, and Primalist Bron, who was on our panel yesterday. She is going to start taking some calls for us as well. So we've got calls every day of the week and some evening and weekend times as well. So hopefully we can find a time for you. Yeah, so that's it. Bake along done and dusted. Any final remarks or questions before we go? Otherwise, I will love you and leave you to have an epic, epic weekend. I've had so much fun bringing this virtual open week to you. I hope you've enjoyed it and found something to take away. And I look forward to working with you more in the future. Lots of love. Bye.